You son of a bitch. Come on. Bam! Oops. Close that. You really don't need to hear the song. Ah!
Yo!
Uh-oh. Did
So,
you get... What happened to your head?
I got a new hat.
All right. I'm down with it if you're down with it.
Alrighty. How goes it, yo?
It goes. It goes. Ah, yes. The stomping stomps of my children running around upstairs.
Isn't that what they're good for? Isn't that kind of their job?
You better believe it. Halftime, 43-25. I'll take it.
Who's playing?
Winthrop.
Ah. How are they looking this season to go to the big dance?
So Big South is big enough that they have a North and South division.
Oh.
Winthrop is the #1 team in the South division.
So is it basically like 2 brackets and whoever, and then they go to like championship bracket type of deal?
I'm not exactly sure how they break it down, but it's sort of, I think. I don't know. All right. So good news for everybody out there.
There's good news in the hemisphere.
Mm-hmm. And that is that
apocalypse and
we have a new intro.
Oh, new intro.
Mm-hmm. 1 second.
Oh, man, allergies are killing me, man.
Sorry, I forgot my drinking concoction to start the show.
I never got my stuff. I will look into it.
We are just moments away from starting the show. But
how many moments are in a moment?
I don't know. Depends on how fast I could chug this Irish car bomb.
I have full faith in you not to die from it.
Yeah, I have faith that I won't die either. But that being said, you always got to hold your breath.
I'm not really one to hold my breath, so you do what you gotta do, yeah.
It's not like I could breathe while I chug this. That'd be a very bad idea. Very bad idea.
I mean, just don't forget to start breathing again once you stop chugging.
Yeah.
That would be awkward. And probably no bueno, too.
That too.
I haven't seen you wear that hat lately, I feel like.
I just found it was in the back of a closet.
Ah, there you go. How are the Hawks this season?
When they actually play, phenomenal team. When they decide defense isn't important, piss poor.
So they forget to play half the games?
It's more that they just, I don't know, they check out. Because they went to the playoffs last time, so it should be easy, right?
Yeah, you make it to the playoffs one season, it's no big deal to get back the next. I totally get that. That's how I feel.
Exactly. All right. Irish car bomb, I'm coming.
I thought you already chugged. You can do it.
Oh, man. Good Lord. Ooh, give me the shivers. Okay. Okie dokie artichoke. We ready, Zilius? Ready, Zilius?
Always good, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to record this. And someone made me aware today that I forgot to post our show from like 2 weeks ago, and I apologize.
Oh, dear. No wonder I've had nothing to go to bed to.
Anyways. All right, so without further ado, check out our newest. Now, the music is different. The graphic is the same. I'm going to try to switch that out. But we have new music. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to mute Zelius, and then we're going to give you the intro to Ultra Confusion Thursday Hangout. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
I'm actually kind of sad, Joe.
Why is that?
Because I mute the Twitch stream, I can't actually hear the intro. It's like it didn't happen.
Well, I will give you a listen to the intro after the show. How about that?
Sweet.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific counter himself, Zelius.
It is good to see you, good sir, of the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes. I apologize. I was the reason why we didn't have a show last week. My 9-to-5 job has become more of a 8 to 7:45 job. So I've been pretty much burnt out. And
that's not very cool, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyways, so we're going to do this Thursday Hangout. We got a brand new intro, as you have noticed. The gentleman's name is Josh Clark. I'm going to get more information. I'm still trying to work out all the info to put him into Friends of the Show, but it's Crosspad Studios is his company, and I'll have more information and a better, a blurb to give you guys in future episodes.
Excellent.
So let's start off with the most important thing: Lost Ark. What the hell?
You mean another MMO game with a launch of epic failure proportions where the servers are overloaded and people sit in the queue all day long and then they bitch and moan that they can't get into the brand new shiny toy?
How about when you do get to the brand new shiny toy, the controls that they recommend are so beyond fucked up that you just use up all your specials because you constantly try to do WASD.
No, you get used to it pretty quickly, honestly.
No, you don't. I don't know how long I played, but I finally said fuck it because I also was running into like serious ping.
Like, you only move using the mouse. You don't actually move using the keyboard. So
I want to move by using the keyboard.
Well, you don't in this game.
I know. Believe me, I know. I'm trying to get closer to an enemy to do a special attack, and oops, I hit W or any of these things. And
you do know that you can use a controller, right?
Sure. The other thing is, like, the default setup is left click is kind of like your move to here, and your right click is your attack. Oh my god, how many times have I accidentally walked away instead of attack?
So I actually like playing. So I'm also playing Lost Ark, and I actually like playing the melee class with the controller. I find that actually works well. But like my main is a sorceress, where you have to do like move like your firebomb like over here to like the other side of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yeah, I have to use the keyboard and mouse. So for me, it kind of depends on like actually what type of class am I playing. But for like Berserker, which I played a bit of, I actually like playing on the controller with that class because you just joystick towards your enemy and punch him in the face.
I tried out the gunslinger.
That is not surprising.
And immediately I felt like overloaded because immediately you have 3 guns that you could
Yeah.
do. Each gun has like different special abilities, and um, yeah,
I will definitely say the whole like, let's start everyone at level 10 so they already have their entire QWER WASDF
yeah,
full of abilities. And oh, the icons all kind of look the same.
yeah, yeah. God,
So,
yeah.
yes.
Oh,
So,
look, it's an orangey red icon with some black in it. That's either I will throw a bomb, I will shoot in a circle, I will shoot rapidly in one direction. By the way, they all look the same. Every single one of these damn things.
oh, yeah. No, my Berserker, they're all like orange with a red background. No, orange with a black
Hmm.
background. 6 of the 8 look the same. I can't actually tell what they are.
But the gunslinger, you could change. You're depending on your gun. If you're using the shotgun, it's a blue background, and
Ooh,
if you're using the sniper rifle or the long range rifle, it's purple.
fancy. Yeah, no,
I
it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try it again. However, I did just buy into the highly anticipated game, so maybe I won't play Lost Ark at all.
No, it's I'm enjoying it. I'm up to like level 46 out of 50 on my sorceress. Um, I've been grinding it away, obviously, and I'm the one thing I do like about it is I feel like I am super powerful at times. Like when I get off like my 4 abilities like simultaneously, it's like everything in the screen just dies. It
Oh
gets
no,
annoying.
I am tripping all over myself. I am it is worse than button mashing for me, and I'm still OP. Which
No,
I
yeah,
got.
no, I totally agree. I do feel like they're because you think about it, like most action RPGs like this, it's like yeah, 4 or 5 abilities.
Yeah.
And you have some outliers maybe, but no, this it's like all late on less than a 20-second cooldown. It's definitely overwhelming. It took me a number of hours on my sorceress to really figure out how I can use each of my different abilities. And I honestly still forget I have 2 of them 90% of the time.
No, but the gunslinger, I swear, it's either 8 or 10 abilities that you start off with,
Yep.
and you also have to remember you can rotate your guns.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's
a
it
lot.
would definitely be a lot for. I actually appreciate the games that start me at level 1 for that exact reason. Because I feel like I then grow into my skills, and I kind of spend like, okay, I'm pressing this Q for my fireball over and over and over. I know what that does. Go, I can move on to the next ability and the next ability, and so on and so forth.
Right. Well, I mean, the other thing is that, oh my God, do they like to talk?
Do
Oh
they
my
what?
God. I'm
Oh,
just like,
I think I broke my G key.
yes. G, that bothers me as well. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, and by the way, if your ping is too high, and you're just trying to mash G to get through, it will start the conversation over again because it hasn't registered that you've actually completed the conversation. So it just starts it all over again.
Okay, that's weird. I've never had a ping issue. I've had below 50 ping the entire gameplay.
I had 8,000,
What? Okay, that's odd because I've not had a single issue with my ping.
and I was on a low server.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have no problems.
Yeah,
And you're on USC?
Carta, I believe, was the server I was
Wait,
on.
what? I'm playing on Carta, fool.
Yeah, I've tried, was it 2 days ago or something like that? And the ping was just like through the roof. I was like, well, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, because I'm playing on Carta and I have 0 issues.
I'm like, I'll attack these guys. And they're just standing there. And I'm shooting. And they're standing there. And I'm shooting. And then all of a sudden, like, and they're dead. I'm like, sweet. And so I'm following this guy.
Huh.
And then
I wonder
it's,
why you're having issues, but I don't.
oh,
My only thing I dislike is the aggro range. So like you'll run past a enemy,
mm-hmm.
go to do like your quest turn in, and then like they'll shoot you with like 1 pellet and run away, but it breaks your talking to the NPC. I'm like, really?
Yes.
No, I like the game. I mean, I'm enjoying the game. Definitely, I am not playing it for the storyline. Um, yeah, the storyline's kind of terrible.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
What?
We have to find the Ark. It's going to save us all.
What does the art do?
It's going to save us all.
From who?
it's gonna save us all. Like that's the story.
No, there's a demon, man. Did you not notice the demon?
Oh yeah, that
There's
dude.
a demon. Demon's evil, or so I'm told. Even though you can be a demon hunter.
Yeah, or
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, I'm enjoying the game. It's definitely can be a bit overwhelming. I do appreciate that all the different classes, because I've tried out quite a few just to experiment with. They all
Mhm.
feel very distinct. Like they all have their own unique play style, which I think is kind of cool.
I'll tell you what though, I I got so pissed at the character creator because I was like, why is everything blue tinted? Oh, because it defaulted to the blue background.
Yeah,
That's like a night sky or something. So I couldn't. So my player is about as white as possible. I mean, like ghost pale.
nice. I mean, that's in line for like a long range hunter. Makes sense.
Uh huh.
It
If
goes
you
with
say
it.
so.
You know.
Damn it, this thing's not working. Okay, well, I'll have to get creative here.
And then on the opposite end of storyline, I finally finished Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker this week too.
What? Holy
Like,
crap!
I can't really say anything about it because of spoilers, but
Nice.
like, I will say, so when you went from Final Fantasy 14 to A Realm Reborn,
Mhm.
there was a song called Answers that basically ushered in the cataclysm that brought about A Realm Reborn.
Mhm.
And like that song comes full circle in Endwalker. And
Interesting.
it's just freaking epic. The way that everything comes around after like a 10-year 4 expansion arc is really pretty amazing that they're able to pull it off the way that they did, where they really did wrap it up pretty damn well. Um, I mean, it is phenomenal storytelling that, in a way, it makes me think a little bit of the MCU in a way where you have these different arcs throughout different movies that finally culminate in a finale. You're just like, whoa, it really did kind of come full circle. Same thing with Endwalker, where you started with the epic fail that was the original 14 Interior Cataclysm, which gave you Realm Reborn, and then everything, you get to Heaven's Word and the different expansions, and really in Endwalker, it all wraps up in basically a 10 plus year saga. Um, that's hard to pull off. I mean, think of other even MMOs like World of Warcraft did not do that, even though they've had a longer reign than 14. 14 was still able to, particularly from the storytelling perspective, really incorporate those elements very successfully from early on in the actual story of how it all started.
Mhm.
Uh, just really, I mean, it had me in tears at times. The way that they did it with the characters, and I can't go spoilers, but just what happened was like, oh,
Nah, I actually just finished the game Death Stranding,
oh,
and that is the most. I don't know how I'm going to review that game. Just gonna be totally honest with you. I don't know. I spent close to 100 hours playing it,
hmm.
but most of it is like a walking simulator where you're delivering packages from one place to another. But then there's also these times where you've got like these like entities that are trapped between um this world and like a dead world that's called the beach, and they will try to pull you down into it. And then there's like something bad happened and you're trying to help put the America back together. There's like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and it's most of it is you're a courier and you're carrying packages from point A to point B to help
It's like
try.
Super Mario or Super Paperboy.
I guess paper. Well, yeah, but that at least
Wasn't
in
that a game?
Paperboy you had, like, well, this you could crash into a lot of things in Death Stranded, and a lot of stuff does deteriorate. Anyways, it was a very interesting game. It was the thing that really kind of, I don't know. it felt weird at the end was like the last, I'd say third of the fourth of the quarter of the story was literally just cinematics. It's like, by the way, you probably picked up on all of this, but let us actually move the plot along. You just sit back and relax.
Oh no, 14 was definitely a lot of cinematics. Um, to the point where sometimes like I'm just gonna sit here and watch a movie because this is really long.
No, okay, developers out there, if you're gonna have cinematics, please allow the ability to pause during the cinematics, or 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 if you decide no, then please have the ability for someone to who's playing the game, who's put in a shit ton of time in the game, the ability to rewatch the cinematic, just in case, say, you have two kids who decide to break out in a fist fight upstairs and you got to go, and it's not like they're going to wait the 25 minutes that the damn cinematic's going to take.
The one thing that does give you about 14 at times is most of the cinematics, it's like each like verse you can pause, right? Like, I'm going to go kill the warrior. And they're waiting for you to like go to the next frame, right?
Right.
But every once in a while, that doesn't happen. It's like a pre-scripted thing where it's like now you're watching a movie that you're just going to watch, and it could be like a minute or it could be 15 minutes sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, there's no pausing now. And sometimes it takes place after a dungeon. So you get done with the dungeon, you're like, woof. And it's like, oh, I'm going straight into a long cinematic. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like, you've had a couple of little cinematics here, little cinematics there for the past like hour and a half, 2 hours, and all of a sudden you do something that in the overall relevance of the game really isn't all, it's not up there, but they decide, hey, 15-minute cinematic. Here we go. You're like, what? Oh, God dang it.
So my favorite part of cinematics, when you beat 14, or Endwalker, I should say, there's the post-game credits. And usually their credits also have some kind of actual cinematic part where it's like they kind of continue the storyline as they're doing credits. So players will just sit there and watch it. But if you actually sit and watch the entire damn thing, it could be over 30 minutes, which means people are getting AFK kicked when it first came out due to the 30-minute timer of the credits.
No, okay. This is not giving anything away. Believe me, if you want to play Death Stranded, you're gonna have to buckle in because you have to put some serious time in. And this is not giving anything away, but the most annoying thing possible they did for for one of the sets of closing credits, and that is, in order to advance the credits, you have to keep walking.
Oh.
If you don't move, the credits won't advance. So it's not like you sit back and relax. You just have to go in a direction and watch your character, Sam, played by Norman Reedus, walk along a beach or through the foothills, but you have to make him walk. And then at times, he will stop, sit down, and you have a little extra cinematic, and then he'll get back up, and then you'll have to control him again to walk again.
I thought the way they did it, the in for 14 was actually brilliant. Is what they did was, so, I mean, there's a lot of voice acting. And like these are characters you've kind of come to know and love in the sense of a video game. So what they did for each of the characters is they basically had like one more kind of cinematic with that character with the credits for who the voice actor for those characters were. And I thought that was like a really cool way of doing it, that kind of got the players to watch the credits and give that recognition to those voice actors who put in all that work, and also give it a little extra nod back to the players themselves for partaking in that. So to me, that was kind of the perfect blend of kind of getting a player to watch the end credits without making it painful to sit through. So to me, and then once they got to like all the other post-production stuff, that you could skip without really losing anything.
Yeah, you can't skip anything in Death Stranding.
You cannot?
No.
Ooh, All right, so
Nope.
I have a question for you about 14 then.
Yes.
So you're Mr. I don't really play MMOs
Uh-huh.
because I don't like the multiplayer part. I know those are the reasons, but I know
I
it's a big
like the
part.
ability to lone wolf. If you allow me to lone wolf an MMO, I'm all over it.
So Yoshi P is the lead director of 14,
Mhm.
and one of his big pushes that he's been really getting in since the previous expansion. So the big part of where you have basically multiplayer is your dungeons and raids, right? Because
Mhm.
usually they're 4 person, so naturally you need to group with other people.
Right.
But what they've been doing and they introduced in the last one is what they're called trust, where basically you can complete a 4 person dungeon with the basic NPCs you met throughout the game. Now the catch is it's only for the newer content. It's kind of like as they made it with that in mind.
Mhm.
But one of his goals is basically for 7.0 or the newest expansion. I mean, we're talking a couple years out still.
Right.
Is that basically all duties, by that I mean dungeons, will have the trust system involved. So basically, a player can play the entire Final Fantasy XIV experience solo because they'll have the trust system for every single what used to be multiplayer part. You can now do it with your NPCs.
So
So when it comes to
basically,
the user,
bringing in the mechanics that Guild Wars 1 had in place.
actually, yes, you're right. I did not think about that, but you're right. That is exactly what they're doing. Is Guild Wars 1.
And that I'm
But
going to be totally honest with you. When Guild Wars came out, I defaulted to that over every other MMO because of that ability.
So with something like that, not necessarily Final Fantasy 14 in particular,
Mhm.
but in general for MMOs, does having that capability of basically doing all the content with NPCs, you have the option to human players if you want to, but everything is made they can do with the NPCs. Does that appeal to you?
Hell yeah, because now you've got a safety blanket. If you want to advance through a part that you of the game that interests you, you don't have to wait around. Because the thing is, with most MMOs, when you have those quests where it requires a number of party members during the MMO life cycle, there's a chance there's going to be dead areas where not as many people are going to play or are looking to play in that area because they've already gone on to the in-game content or they've already done their 75 million alts and they don't want to do this stupid run that I have to do because it's the first time I've played.
Yeah.
So I like the I love the fact that if you give the players the ability to have an NPC, now understand that things aren't going to go as smoothly because AIs, thankfully to this point, are not completely amazingly brilliant, and they will do dumb shit.
So ironically, in the dungeons, I actually find like mechanics. When I say like bosses, were
Mhm.
like they're gonna fire bad stuff in this area
Mhm.
is almost smooth with NPCs because they're scripted. Like you could tell, like when they start moving before the boss even does their attack. So it's kind of funny where like they're not reacting, but they're pre-scripted to actually move. So like when new dungeons, I actually find it easier to go with the NPCs because like if I watch this one NPC and where they're going, I know I'll be safe.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the fun thing about AI.
Which I
Uh,
found was not the experience in Guild Wars 1.
no, Guild Wars 1, they literally will just run into the buzzsaw.
But I mean, you're also, I mean, Guild Wars 1, I mean, you're talking ancient history when it comes to artificial intelligence
Yes.
and enemy, yeah, like AI scripting.
Right.
That's eons ago, all things considered.
Speaking of all this AI talk, for those out there who have Disney Plus, a new movie has just become available on Disney Plus, and that is called Free Guy, which stars Ryan Reynolds, and it deals a lot with AI, or NPCs, I should say. I highly recommend that you check it out. My wife and I watched it last night. It is very Ryan Reynolds-y, and I loved every minute of it.
You did play Guild Wars 2 though, too, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've actually heard it's in a really good place. Like as far as
it's just I keep getting like thrown for a loop every couple of months where I get that email going, this is an update to Guild Wars 2. I'm like, holy shit, it's still around. Because I've heard played.
It's great to play right now.
I really haven't played any. I mean, outside of the one little toe dip I did of Lost Ark, I haven't played any truly MMO games. Now, that being said, Death Stranding has an online component to it as you're going through the game. I don't want to say it's like multiverse, but it's sort of multiverse. You're never actually going to run to another character in the game. However, your characters will influence a like world. So if characters will drop certain things into the world, and there's a very good chance that you'll see it, like a charging station or something, because everything runs on batteries.
I think so far in Lost Ark, there have been some dungeons as a part of the quest line that you have to do with other players, but like they're so face rolly that I haven't had any issues with it. I mean, it's basically you can't press WASD, but you press your mouse wherever you're supposed to go.
Believe me, I know you don't do WASD, okay? For fuck's sakes, dude. Oh, look, this is... I want to do this cool attack. Look, like Zio said, I stated, you're OP'd. I mean, extremely OP'd. So I could just basically punch my keyboard, and I could still beat the bad guys.
Yep, I would agree with that.
But at the same time, it is very... it is very off-putting where you're like, move. Oh, damn it, I just did an attack twice, and now it's on a cooldown. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to actually move so that my attack would be in range of the enemy. Damn it.
It definitely took some muscle memory to get over WASDing.
Yes. Okay. So, we're going to change gears just ever so slightly. For those out there who have followed the interesting creative arc of a certain animator, basically the gentleman behind The Simpsons and Futurama and Disenchanted, which is on Netflix. And if you've noticed, Futurama is being picked up on Hulu. You may have noticed that there is a trending hashtag around the new Futurama reboot, and that is called Bendergate. Bender, of course, is one of the main characters in Futurama. He is a very malcontent, almost always drunk robot. He's voiced by the voice actor of D'Amelio. Oh my God, I cannot talk.
It's contagious.
Joe DiMaggio.
That's a baseball player.
Yeah, kind of like it. And basically, here's the deal. You have the lead voice actor for Fry, the main character, Billy West. He's coming back. And the main voice actress for the lead female, Leela, they have signed on. But DiMaggio is not going to voice Bender.
Oh, no!
This is what he basically said. Bender is part of my soul, and nothing about this is supposed to be disrespectful to the fans of my Futurama family. It's about self-respect and honestly being tired of an industry that's become far too corporate and takes advantage of artists' time and talent. So what happened was Hulu had a back and forth between all the voice actors, and most of them agreed to a deal.
Yep.
DiMaggio felt the deal was not competitive based on the success and name recognition of the series, seeing that this is the third go-around for Futurama, so there's something to it. So what he did is he countered, and that counter stalled, and then the producers, Hulu, decided to just go on without him because they got most of the rest of the cast to sign on. And now everyone's going, well, if you're just trying to ask for too much money. You are, loving, there's no love for the fans. Come on, man, you got to be a team player. And DiMaggio responded, just to be clear, I don't think that only I deserve to be paid more. I think the entire cast does. Negotiations are a natural part of working in show business. Everyone has a different strategy and different boundaries. Their price, some accept offers, some hold their grounds. And he decided to hold his ground instead of accepting what he considered a lowball offer for all of the voice actors.
I mean, that's fully within its right. That's pro negotiating of whatever you think your worth is. I mean, just look at Major League Baseball right now, where there's a lockout due to economic differences of pay scales and all that kind of fun stuff. So, I mean, you come to negotiating, and if he feels like he's not getting paid what he's worth to voice Bender, I mean, frankly, he nor anybody. I mean, this is actors and athletes and et cetera, et cetera. Like to me, they don't actually owe anything to us, the fans. From you have to go perform for less than your market value perspective, to me is privileged on our part, if anything.
Yeah.
So no, he doesn't owe us anything. And I mean, it would have been great to have him back as Bender because that's obviously very iconic. But I mean, he's also well within his rights, and it's really, I can't harbor anyone in that capacity, him or any other, famous person, so to speak, of trying to make more money, especially when it's not affecting me. I mean, really, it's like that's his prerogative, and go for it.
No, and I totally agree. I mean, it is the thing is, as a fan, my anger or my frustration isn't at DiMaggio. It's at Hulu or whomever the publisher is for whatever entity it is. Because the thing is, if you were to look at how much an actor makes, and then how much their salary increases per sequel, and then you see that there's a breaking point between the studios and the actors/actresses on how much it will take for them to come back, either as a live action or to voice a character. Sometimes it's a lot. I mean, with voice work, it's sometimes it's a lot easier to disguise a voice if you have good impersonators. But at the same time, there is that. It's like if you were listening to your favorite band and the lead singer was no longer there, but they had like a dude who was like a karaoke all-star that sounded exactly like the lead singer. He doesn't look like him at all, and he sounds almost completely the same. It's still not going to be the same experience, but
that's definitely happened to bands. I mean, looking like Iron Maiden, that happened to.
That exact example was for the band Journey.
Or Journey, yes, good example.
And the reason why I said karaoke all stars, the guy was I think a South Korean karaoke guy who I think the band found him on like YouTube videos, going, oh my God, he could see, he sounds just like Stephen Perry. Let's bring him in. And next thing you know, he's the lead singer of Journey now.
Works for me.
But so it is sad to this. And look, if you have a successful, if you're returning to a successful franchise for the third time because it's that franchise, it won't stay on television like The Simpsons, but it just keeps coming back because people are like, man, I really miss it. I want new episodes. It really sucks that you're not going to get the true original experience.
Well, and you also look at, like, if you're somebody who's coming on for Hulu, And I think this is common among many workers nowadays, is you also look at the revenue and profit of these companies, what they're bringing in, and how they're going up, and
Yep.
yet they want to sometimes pay us less. I mean, I just did a quick look online, and over the last basically about 500 million to $1 billion increase yearly for the last 5 years for Hulu and revenue.
Hmm.
So if you're a voice actor or any kind of performer for Hulu and you're looking at some of these stats and you're like, wait a second, you guys continue to rake in this money and yet you want to shortchange us, WTF?
Well, the other thing is, I want to say that a couple of years ago, all the voice actors went on strike.
Yes, I do vaguely remember that.
And I wonder what kind of protections the voice actors have, because I'll have to look that up. But it will be sad to have someone else voice Bender.
I'll be kind of interested to see, like, so if you take a blind, let's say, especially you haven't watched, Futurama since the last, since the second go round,
The Comedy Central one.
will people even notice that's a different voice actor?
I think you would have to unfortunately, if you have fans of Futurama on the original run, they probably were fans of the Comedy Central run. So it's not like you can distance yourself 12 years.
Yeah.
I think that there'll definitely be some people that'll have a problem, but I think overall, not that I don't want all the original voice actors for anything that gets reboot, returns, but a lot of the animated stuff, it's all about the script. You're acting through your voice, yes, and certain people, the inflections and the way they pronounce stuff and the speed and the cadence, that can make the character. But at the same time, if you have shitty writing, it doesn't matter if you have the best voice actors in the world.
I would definitely agree with that, sir.
But yeah, it's just, we'll see. Okay, so we're going to pause for a second, do friends of the show, and then we're going to talk about something that has been requested. It is politically charged, so I will give you a heads up about that. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, let me do some quick shouts, and that, of course, starts off with the one and only, the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. That's INDIECLUSTER.com. All right, and then the next one that deserves a lovely shout out that is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously WhatKid47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/Noodle Boy Media. And finally, the final shout out I have to give is to the one and only, the amazing chiropractor who was here tonight to adjust both myself and my son. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to www.herochiropractic.com. Now, quick little shout out about Hero Chiropractic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to MomoCon 2022, you are in luck. Hero Chiropractic will be there to showcase his chiropractic know-how, as he has just confirmed that he has his booth at MomoCon. So huzzah for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, some personal Ultra Confusion housekeeping, and that, of course, is, let me tell you about the fact that Ultra Confusion is doing something amazing for the 11th year straight, I think. Yes, Ultra Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 11 straight years. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. And oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you were wondering, we were the top fundraiser for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for last year. So, boo-boo, baby.
Yay! We love kids. Well, one of us loves kids. I'll let you guess who.
It's Zelius. He's a teacher. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we also want to tell you about the fact that Ultra Confusion has a Patreon. Ultra Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, supporters, lovers, haters, warriors, demigods, extraterrestrial beings, interdimensional beings, and more, to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. And since we're going to MomoCon, all the money we've been raising on Patreon is going to go towards that electric bill. Currently, Ultra Confusion has 2 tiers for subscription. They are both monthly subscription tiers, and the first one is a $1 a month or $12 a year tier. And what that will get you is early access to all of our playthroughs. Currently, there is one playthrough that is early access only for the patrons. The other one, which was the shady part of me, just flipped over to public. Then also you gain the ability to take part in conversations that help shape Ultra Confusion, as well, of course, as patron-only posts. The next tier is the $5 tier, or $5 a month, or $60 a year. And not only will it get you the $1 tier stuff, but it will also allow you to have your name or organization added into our thank you section for every single Thursday Hangout. So the friends of the show, you'll be there if you do $5 a month or $60 a year. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we will officially have a. We already have one, but I'll get enough information so I could give you the new friends of the show slide. Of course, Crosspad Studio, Josh Clark, the gentleman behind our intro. He's also making us an outro. And for bonus points, Zelius, you'll be very happy to know this. He is a former Redcoat. And for those who don't know what that means he was in the University of Georgia Marching Band, which Zelius is an alumnus of. Ugh.
Go Dogs!
I'm not barking.
Woof, 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 woof.
There we go. Okay, anyways.
Nice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the powder keg topic.
There's a powder keg? Where's powder keg?
Ukraine.
Oh. What? Huh?
Ukraine.
We go in there?
Yeah, we're going there. So there is some bad shit that's going down that possibly could start a new world war. But we're going to take a slightly look. Here's the deal. There's a bunch of companies. The main one being GSC Game World, along with other companies and local esports players and teams in the country of Ukraine, have reached out and are basically providing the following statement. And I'm going to read it because we support the developers and freedom, America. So here we go. As of today, the Russian Federation has officially declared war on Ukraine. This is from the this is written from GSC Game World, by which if the name sounds kind of familiar, this is the developer behind the Stalker series. That's STALKER or S dot or period dot whatever. So they've been around. Their first one was Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl. Anyway, so they say, as of today, the Russian Federation has officially declared war on Ukraine. Our country woke up with the sounds of explosions and weapons fire, but is ready to defend its freedom and independence. For it remains strong and ready for anything. The future is unknown, but we hope for the best, are ever sure of our armed forces and our belief in Ukraine. We thus address all of our colleagues in the gaming industry, players, bloggers, or anyone who sees this post in their newsfeed. Share this. Do not stand aside and help those in need. Special aid account to support the armed forces of Ukraine. I am not going to try to do all of the digits in there because there's a lot. And I have like selective dyslexia. I know it sounds made up, but I will fuck up the numbers. But it is a number that you can use to transfer funds from all over the globe. Through pain, death, war, fear, and inhumane cruelty, Ukraine will persevere as it always does. GSC Game World. So, there you go.
It sucks that there is basically, not basically, there is a war going on, basically due to one country deciding that, hey, we want this other country. And to me, it sucks most for the, usually the innocent citizens of the country or countries possibly, who get caught in the crossfire. I know there was a big thread on the 14 subreddit of a really popular streamer who actually escaped the Ukraine. She's in one of the cities that they have pictures of the bombings and is actually in Poland now. And I know Poland is taking in, I think they said 500,000 people. So a lot of those countries surrounding Ukraine are really stepping up to do it. And it just, like, the situation for them just breaks my heart that people didn't ask for this. It's not like they wanted Russia to come in and start bombing them. They're just sitting there one day, and all of a sudden, the next day, there's raid sirens going off.
Yep.
Just terrible. I don't know what else to say. That's just terrible.
Okay, here we go. Oh, shit. I've got the number here for you. I'm going to post it into the chat. For those who are watching the audio version, just Google. Oh my gosh, I already just blinked out. GSC Game World Ukraine Fund, and you'll be able to find it. But for those of you who are either watching this video or tuned in live, here is the number. Hopefully it displays correctly. Because, like I said, it's a long-ass number. And you do not want me to... Yeah, you don't want me to try to read that to you.
I would miss a zero in there or get it a little bit too long.
Yeah, no, there's so many zeros. So many zeros.
Well, of course, we have the whole power keg of NATO with between Ukraine and Georgia and joining NATO, not joining NATO. Um, Obviously, they're not a part of NATO, and that creates a whole political maelstrom in of itself. So it's a whole lot of not funness.
No, it's not. So help support those who don't want to fight. I mean, they're just trying to protect themselves. Okay.
Well, it's like I don't know. I'm not a geopolitical person of who's right or wrong. Like that doesn't really matter to me. It's more so that any war in general. Um, I can't remember the name of the band now, but war. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Ironically, the name of that band is War.
It wasn't war.
Yes, it is.
Because I know Bruce Springsteen did a cover of it, but I know he did not actually do it.
So did Jackie Chan.
What's that?
So did Jackie Chan.
Oh, yep, you're right. Yes, he did. I imagine a lot of bands have actually done covers for it at some point.
Yeah. So, let's change to a slightly happier topic, and that is so.
Well, if it get much worse, I'm signing off.
Yeah, no, seriously. So one of the big game that's coming out today that just released on the PC and will be releasing onto I think PlayStation and other consoles is Elden Ring.
Oh, I've heard a lot about this game. Good gosh.
And yes, there has been a lot about it. Some people are like, it's like God's gift to man. And there's people like, it's spicy, but I just can't get enough of it. But this is one of the things that has been said many a times is the fact that this is a game that is going to require a notebook. You're going to have to take notes. So the question that I have for you, Zelius, and anyone out there who wants to either answer it now or, if you catch the show later, just, drop it in the comments on whatever social media platform you're on. How do you feel about games that require additional note-taking outside of said game?
Well, considering, it's already a Souls-like game.
Yep.
And the fact I suck terribly at them, I want to kill my controller and my keyboard and my monitor, throw my speakers off my patio. Like, they already make me irrationally angry. I can tell you, this is probably not the game for me already. And everything I've read about Elden Ring is so like Souls games, you can basically dodge to win. Dodge, 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 hit. Dodge, 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 hit. And it might take a while, but it'll work. Whereas in Elden Ring, you actually have to parry. You know what I can never do in any single video game I've ever played? Parry, man. Like, I just can't do it. So probably not the game for me. And then on top of the already difficulty of what are difficult mechanics, which, by the way, I will preface in saying, it's not like the game makes any apologies for it. It's not like, well, this is an easy game. You should try it with kids. No, like, you go in knowing what you're playing. It obviously caters to a not insignificant gaming population. More power to them. Like, they can play it, rock on. But for me specifically, that type of video game is just not for me. And then the added onus of having to keep a potential notebook to keep track of where I've been. And I also have it, as I've got older, I also have a habit of not playing games all the way straight through. So if I play like 15 to 20 hours in a game, I'm probably moving on to something else for a while and then maybe coming back. And this sounds like a game that is not made to do that.
Unless you're note-taking.
You better take some damn copious notes, and then you come back and play, and you have to like review your notes like you're studying for like a test again, to remember like what's going on. People are gonna dig into this game and like probably fail out of college, get divorced, disown their kids.
So basically, ever crack. Because look, boys and girls, there was a time where you didn't have the quest
Oh yeah.
notification indicator. There we go, indicator above their head, and
Didn't
so
11
literally,
not have that, if I remember right?
huh?
Final Fantasy 11 didn't have that.
No, they do not have that.
I didn't think they did.
Yeah, I tried. I was like, I just want a quest. Just someone give me a quest. Um, and so you would have to have copious notes because there's a chance that the NPC would spout utter nonsense, or maybe they gave you a hint about something that could help you down the road.
I do remember the original World of Warcraft. By that I mean the true vanilla did
Mhm.
not have zone quest markers, meaning you would pick up a quest, go kill your 5 boars, but you didn't know where it was on the map. It was not actually marked.
Where to kill 5 boars or where to return it?
Where to kill the 5 boars.
Oh yeah.
It was not marked. So I remember you would open up Wowhead, and I mean, I guess you could have used a notepad, but you would like open up all of your quests into different tabs if
Yep.
you could at the time, because we're talking like old school Netscape Navigator days, and like try to basically like geo proximity where to go for your quest, because you also didn't know on the map where to go. It's not like, oh, this is a large town over here. No, like your 5 boars were just like randomly in the middle of a vineyard that you didn't even know was there before you got to Goldshire or wherever the lands are called.
No, I mean
So
there's
in a way, that
there's
I had to, yeah.
there's in Death Stranding, you have certain assigned quests they'll give you, like, it's in this general vicinity. And once you get to this large, like, circled area, then we may tell you exactly where it is, or you may just have to go rifle through everyone's stuff. Or there's like special quests that you don't officially get assigned, but they're there as soon as you get the email, and it's north of my place in an area that is inundated with bad guys. They have stolen something of mine. If you can get it and to return it to me, I'll give you something special.
Yeah, I would. Those quests don't do it for me. Like, I will fully admit, I am a hand feed me the quest and tell me exactly where. That's actually something I know each other getting. I like about Lost Ark, and as pointless as the questing is, don't get me wrong, it's mindless pressing G over and over. But by God, I know exactly where I'm going.
Oh
And it's
Jesus, they handhold you to the experience. Like, open up, hit tab, open up your mini map. It's going to give you the exact indicator of where you have to walk.
You know what else I actually really like about it? So, like most games, if you start, here, and you go up here to kill your 5 boars, you have to come back here to return the quest. Now in Lost Ark, it's like on your path.
Kill 20 bad guys. You kill the 20 bad guys. Good job. High five. All right. On to the next thing.
Like, I appreciate that. Anyways, so yes. But maybe, because I remember, like, how you went to World of Warcraft, eventually around the same time you could do add-ons, and I remember there was an add-on for like Quest Helper or something where it would actually display those on your map. Eventually came out. So eventually, one of the add-on creators did create that to help out. So I feel like nowadays, for most of the gamers, not all of them, like that's kind of like a standard quality of life feature to do that. What I do think is different, though, is if you do have a game with a different audience in mind, like an Elden Ring, which is a Souls-like game, then you're catering towards a different audience. So cool, right? Like, that's not a problem. Like, it would be different to me, like, if you're playing okay, Lost Ark is a pretty easy hack and slash game, right? You face palm your head on the keyboard, you'll kill everyone, right?
Yep.
It would be very out of character of that game to obfuscate the quest and make it difficult to figure out where to go. Because you have this like really easy element over here. It's like, wait, this makes no sense. So it kind of follows the logic. Whereas a game like Elden Ring makes sense. It's in that same ethos of it's already this type of kind of hardcore-ish game. So we're going to continue in that theme. So depending on the type of game you're also making to start with, it makes perfect coherent logical sense to continue not hand feeding you. Like to not hold your hand with the quest also makes sense. To me, it's kind of like a natural following. So I get it.
No, I mean, I understand, and that if from the get go that's the type of experience that the developers are setting you up for, cool. Um, However, I will say that even though the vast majority of Death Stranding will sort of point you in the right direction, there are certain things I have thrown away all of my notes because I beat the game, but most of it was just to to help the game, help your experience in the game. You collect. There's a lot of collecting resources
Mm.
that you could get either from the place where you're turning in stuff or from like beating bad guys, and then you could turn that in to help fund build a road. Like the amount of ceramics and metal will build a road, and so, but they. It's not like in a lot of games, how you collect, you need 50 sticks to create something. So
Yeah.
you collect sticks one at a time. No, these fucking things, there's like random ass boxes like, oh, this has 50. It'll be like increments. It'll be like, here's a box of 50 metal or 100 metal or it's like 160 ceramic and 320 ceramic, and something will need like 300 ceramic. So you have to decide how to, like, you'll never get the exact number required. You're always going to submit more shit than you need because it basically it stockpiles with certain numbers.
Gotcha.
So I spent a shit ton of time doing the math to make sure that I get as close to the needed number as possible while going over, because I'm always going to go over, so I didn't basically use up the storage of a different place, because once you use it out of a certain area, it's gone from that certain area. I mean, it'll start slowly kind of regenerating as other players are adding to that center. But oh my God, like, dude, I had so many pieces of paper where I was like, okay, so the max they need is 4,000 ceramic, but they have 18 or 1,862 ceramic for some reason.
Yep.
And I'm doing the math, and I'm like, okay, so if I break this down, like, I had to do that.
I hear that.
And oh my God. And then of course they weigh like a fucking ton. So you got to find a vehicle that can carry it, but you can't carry it too much of it at one time because the fucking vehicles have a weight limit. And if it gets too high, you can't jump into the car because with what you're carrying plus what the truck's carrying is too much.
You should be able to get in the car. It just doesn't like move.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Hey, you make it really realistic. You get in the car, it can still start it. But if you try to press the gas, it like blows a gasket on the engine and you don't have a working car. Let's go old way down realism.
So they won't let you drive the car. However, you can go over the mark for the shit that you could carry on your back. Which, by the way, for those out there who are looking for an easier way to keep your balance, just crouch the entire fucking time, because for some reason you can have a goddamn tower on your back that's like basically double your height. And if you're standing up, the wind is going to blow you left and right. You're going to have to compensate with I use the game controller, so you have to compensate with the left trigger or the right trigger to try to balance yourself out. But if you crouch, perfect balance.
Do you move slower when you crouch?
Huh?
Do you move slower when you crouch?
Yes, of course. You move slower, but
you don't lose your balance.
Correct, which kind of cancels out the slowness that you're moving, because now you're not having to deal with you staggering this way or that way, and of course, because you're staggering around, you're gaining momentum. So if you don't correct fast enough, instead of staying on the path, now you're like 6 or 7 paces to the right or to the left that you have to come back to. Or you can crouch and basically just sneak, and everything will stay perfect, even though it's like hanging precariously over your head. I do also love the fact that you could stack shit up really high, but if you're like in like an enemy camp and you like stack a bunch of shit while you're inside the tent, you try to walk out, it all gets knocked off as you walk out the tent. Even the tent is made of fabric, but you would think it's like made out of titanium fabric or something, because that shit will get knocked off.
Yeah. Realistic physics in video games.
Yeah, buddy. But yes, so I played a shit ton of Death Stranding. Look out for that review. I've already written the review for the shady side of me. I'd switched the playthrough over to public, and yeah.
Nice.
And of course, Dealers is playing Lost Ark, and I am about to start on Elden Ring after the show.
Oh, so you did get Elden Ring. You can go down that rabbit hole.
Yes, I would. There's like, oh, the release is February 24th. Like, sweet. I'll get to play it before the show. Nope. There's like, oh, there's a fucking countdown to when you get to start playing it on the 24th. I'm like, no. It said release on the 24th. It's the 24th. Oh, no. Not the 24th. We're talking about 24th at this exact time. And oh, by the way, you can't pre-download anything, even if you pre-purchased it. So, yeah.
You should keep in your magic notebook a death log. Just have a whiteboard with a counter.
Oh, dude, I've got whiteboards.
Yeah, one of those whiteboards. You should have like a counter behind you for the show, like how many times you died.
God, if it's anything like Dark Souls, the count is going to be really high, really fast.
It could be like a little meme thing you have going. It could be fun.
Look, here's the deal. When I played the first Dark Souls, which I played on the PlayStation 3, I was so pissed, but I was pissed at myself because the combat mechanics were really fucking tight, and it was my dumbass who couldn't block or parry, and so I died a lot.
Well,
and
that's what I've read about Elden Ring. Same thing. It's the exact same premise where you may die a lot, but it's your fault. It's not like some gotcha gimmick. But
that's the thing. If you're gonna go that route, it's got to be solid, because it can't. There can't be any cheap shit. Because when you make it questionable, that starts really getting to me quick, and I will rage quit and never come back.
Well, I think on a really difficult video game, you have to have fair mechanics, and I think that's why the Souls and Elden Ring and their other games have worked so well, is because yes, they're unforgiving. Wow, they're difficult, but at the same time, the mechanics are sound and solid, and they have great response, all that good stuff. I think if there were gimmicks like all of a sudden this character is going to do an uppercut that he's never once done before, and there's this frame you missed, so you die, people will just get pissed off with that and not play future games.
Yep.
But people know that it's going to be this type of game of combat, and you got to be on your A game, but you're going to die a lot, but you're going to learn from that dying. I think that's why they've made this type of franchise work, is because those mechanics are solid, they're tight, and you know what's going on.
Yeah, well, I guess I will personally see real soon. Just to go back, just circle back real quick, since Death Stranding, like I said, I put almost 100 hours into Death Stranding. The quests that weren't official, but you got through the system as the game went on, it was quite interesting to get messages from time to time about companion cubes being lost in the game. And if you found them, you got special stuff. So I got a valve. I got basically a Half-Life themed truck. And I got, oh, son of a bitch. Now I forgot what the little face blood-sucking thing from Half-Life.
I don't remember.
Whatever the name is, I can't remember off the top of my head. You can gain a hat that recharges your stamina at the price of your health. It'll start sucking your blood to replace your stamina, which, let me tell you, stamina is very important in certain areas in the game. Otherwise, you will really get hurt really fast. So, anyways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have reached the end of our show.
Not the end.
It is indeed the end. But have no fear, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back next Thursday. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zelius, it's been a pleasure giving you everything our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. Will be back next Thursday for another Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're out. And that's just a placeholder outro music for anyone who's wondering. Yeah. I don't know if you could really tell. Well, maybe you can. I got pretty damn sunburned on my hand over the weekend.
Oh, nice. What from?
Fishing.
Oh, yeah, I saw your pictures. It looked very nice.
Yes, we my son and I caught almost 5-pound largemouth bass and an almost 4-pound largemouth bass, and then we ate it for dinner.
And you guys ate them, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nice. Nothing like some good fresh sushi.
No, it was cooked.
No sushi.
You don't want a sushi. I don't know if you would want a sushi bass.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you want to put that bad boy in a frying pan.
Touche, sir. Touche.
I'm
cannot dispute that.
I'm going to open Steam back up and get back to downloading. I was just fearful that if I was trying to download during the show, some bad shit would go down.
Yeah. How much have you downloaded of it?
60%.
So I think I actually have one large complaint of Lost Ark.
What's that?
It might be because I haven't made it to like end game yet, but like, well, I feel like a badass in Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
When you felt like a badass in Diablo, it's because you killed like 600 enemies within like your little area of the map, right? Because like you had like a large map.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like in Lost Ark, it's such a confined little spot. Like, yes, you might have this like 5-second moment of obliterating the earth, but it's very staccato type of combat where it's like go, stop. Whereas I felt like a game like Diablo, it was just like nonstop pounding them in the face for like minutes on end.
Yeah, buddy.
So I think that's my one complaint. And part of it, I think, is the cooldown, because a lot of the classes have like pretty lengthy cooldowns.
The fucking cooldown after a dodge with the gunslinger is like insane. Like if I accidentally dodge in the wrong direction, I'm fucked.
Oh.
Because like, oh, you dodged. Wait 10 seconds. Because apparently you're all the dodge is the longest cooldown you have.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
God forbid you actually dodge in the wrong direction because you're not used to not using WASD, so you dodge into the wall that you're trying to get out of or out from.
I can see that.
Mother effer. Not that I harbor any bad feelings. But yeah. The level, the different layers of for the story for Death Stranding is fucking insane, dude. Like, oh man. I actually had a conversation with Dr. Ryan from Hero Chiropractic, and he played the entire game, and he actually just beat it recently as well. And we had a chit chat about some of the craziness, and it's some craziness. Not gonna lie, some fucking craziness. Damn it, craziness. Wait, damn it! Oh my gosh. Anywho, Zealous, how was robotics?
No, it was fun. I mean, it was good to see all the crazy competition, and my arch nemesis of a school did win the state championship.
I know.
In the end, it was one of the Marist teams. They were good.
What is Marist?
I don't know, this lame 5-letter word.
It's better than that 6-letter word I've heard about, St. Pius.
I was wondering if you're going to pay attention to that or not. No, it was the thing I enjoyed was it was competitive, because sometimes I've been in like they're not competitive and it's just not even fun, but they were all rather entertaining to watch.
Sweet.
So it was good.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Well, what and your uncle Savi, and like I did not recognize him because we had to be face mashed to be in the in there.
Uh-huh.
And like I just don't recognize people with face mask at all. And so at first he's like, "Yeah, like, who are you?" Like I have no earthly idea who this guy was who was talking to me. I was so confused.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he texted me. He goes, "Hey, your buddy's here." I'm like, "Okay."
That's vague. Yeah, but I had to run because I was like,
because well, first of all, he didn't tell me where he was. He's like, "Hey, I just ran into your buddy." I'm like,
"Oh,
okay." He goes, "I'm at the robotics thing." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I know who it is then. Yeah, that actually narrows it down.
Yeah. I don't have any other buddies that are robotics right now.
Yeah, because whichever one's still in high school is that one of
Thomas.
The there. What's that?
Thomas.
Is he a senior this year?
I don't know if he's a senior, but he's the one at Marist. Matthew was at Pius.
But he's in college now, right?
Yeah, he's at Kennesaw.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought the elder one was at Pius.
Okay, kids. I am going to stop the stream. Zelius and I are going to chit chat for a second offline. Have a good evening.